are live with another episode of Kopi Talk. Alright, guys. So today is episode 3. Thanks to you guys for actually supporting us on Spotify, YouTube, and you haven't followed yet and you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure you follow my channel. Today, I'm with a special guest, someone that I've known for a damn long time since my teenage bodybuilding years and stuff. Alright, so right now I'm here with my friend Danson, $Danson, singer-songwriter. Hi, Danson.
Hi, nice to meet you guys.
Alright, so Danson, you have a really, really interesting story, and I've listened to your songs, and I think so you have an amazing voice, man.
Thanks, man.
Oh, man. Alright, so Danson, if you guys follow Danson on Spotify, he has a $sign instead of an S. Okay, Danson, why the $sign?
It's actually an interesting story. Not very interesting, but yeah, it's something special. Right, first thing first, I actually wanted to register my name as the normal DANSON stuff. But when I registered, it stated that someone has been using this name. So I was wondering something special. But I still want to use my name. I don't want to go like Liu Danson, Liu D, big shit or some shit. Something like that. I just want to stick to my own name. So I just changed the S to a $sign instead.
Okay. For me that's really interesting. I know it's like sound like some gangster stuff.
But maybe because of the name, money been coming in and stuff,
Chinese say ong lah.
Ong.
Ong lah. Okay. So Danson, you and me, we can relate in a sense that we do things that are perhaps not of the norm. We choose a path that's not well worn, not the typical Asian, doctor, lawyer, engineer, that path lah. Essentially typical Asians lah.
Yep.
So, and in putting ourselves out there and doing something different, I think so we received a lot of negativity lah. I think so we both can relate that, like for instance, maybe friends telling us that maybe it's not practical, or, parents, not supporting our dreams. So, what are the challenges that you face, trying to become a singer-songwriter and making it big in the music industry in Malaysia?
Alright, so first thing first, in Malaysia, right, I really feel like Malaysians don't really support local music. As in, alright, I started off with some of my close friends. They really make fun of me at first when I started making music.
Right.
And during gathering, they will be laughing at, oh, you have that song like woo woo or some shit like that,
Yeah.
And then mocking my sound and stuff in the song. And then I feel like something hits me really bad. I feel like, why my friends not supporting me doing this kind of stuff? This is the first thing.
Yeah, exactly. I can relate with that. When I first started, for your information, I was a fat kid. Alright, and then I became slimmer. Alright, and that's when I started posting my shit online. And I remember I got a lot of backlash. Like, people always tell me that I will become a wannabe.
Yeah.
Wannabe bodybuilder. So like this guy lah, damn poyo lah, putting up this shirtless pictures online, even he got no body also. To be fair, I did a bit poyo lah, I got to admit.
Man, everyone did that shit, man.
Yeah.
I mean, we embrace ourselves.
Yeah.
We do something special than everyone else.
Right.
Yeah, something that people don't see it as a norm.
Yeah.
That's why they feel like we are one of a kind.
Yeah.
I mean, let that be.
Yeah, I think so. Eventually, like, if you are consistent with what you do and you progressively get better, people are gonna notice it.
Yes.
And they are gonna take they're gonna say like, hey bro, like, for me at least, like, was as my physique got better, people suddenly start like, hey Jason, how do you lose all that weight? How do you build your chest? How you get all these people that from haters, they turn to people that actually support you. Has that happened for you, man?
Yeah, that's actually happening right now, I guess. Because at first, right, to be frank, I don't think the number is very big as well, but I want to tell it as an inspiring story or some shit. So at first, the first song I put out, you don't even get like over 100 streams.
Yeah, right.
And then eventually, the second song I put out, I still don't see a lot of good results going on.
Yeah.
And then till recently, I put out my newest song, which is One Thing. And then I got almost 1,000 streams within a month.
Damn.
I really can see the growth going on though. People have been accepting and stuff.
Yeah, like it's not a big number, but
yes, it's not.
Like, even this podcast, there are very few people that listen to this podcast right now. I think so. There are like 200 people plus. Oh yeah, shout out to my boy Ned, because there's only one stream from New Zealand, and I know only one person that watches my podcast from New Zealand. Sidetrack. Going back to what we're supposed to be talking about, like it's a process. We have to, first of all, I think so. Number one, we love what we do.
Yep.
Like Danson, I know you love singing. Like it's your passion, and we don't necessarily put it out there for the numbers out there. Like we appreciate that people watch our stuff, and this is how we can make a career or living out of it. Definitely we need them, but I think so. First and foremost, we do this because we love doing it.
Yep.
Right.
Definitely.
So if you're doing it for the sake of I want 1,000, I want 1,000,000 people to listen to us, I think so it's wrong.
It's not gonna work that way.
Yeah. So like okay. So what's your plan going forward? Like you saw growth going in that direction, which is good, positive, right? So what's the next step?
The next step, actually, for me right now, I think what I'm doing is actually the correct path. So I'll be continuously putting up new songs, collaborating with more musicians
and podcasters.
Podcasters as well. Definitely Jason Chong.
Yeah.
Right. So my next plan is I'll be graduating. After I graduate from my law school, I'll be going to make more music, and then the ultimate plan for me is to go to the States. To meet other musicians. Because to be frank, the State had a lot of good musicians though.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah. And then the genre I'm doing, which is hip hop and R&B, it's really a thing in America, but not really a thing in Malaysia. So maybe I gotta learn some stuff from them, and then I bring it back to here, and then we go.
Yeah, that will make a really great story, like regardless of how well you're gonna do in America. Which of course I wish you the best when you go to America, and I hope you become like a superstar, and then like shout me out, like my boy Jason started me off on this podcast. That's how my career started, and now I'm gonna donate him like $1 million in check. Guys, you heard it first on this podcast. If he makes it big, he's gonna give me $1 million.
Yeah, 1 million, no problem, man.
I want the Supreme gun, the gun. I want 2 of those, bro. Don't give me a check. I want it in cash.
You want me to shoot you in cash? No problem.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what I want to do, right? So this part I heard from a lot of people, but in making it big in Malaysia, I don't think there's any artists. There are not a lot of artists in Malaysia that I know are singing English songs and making it big in Malaysia. Like, okay, let's give an example. Elizabeth Tan. You know Elizabeth Tan?
No idea.
Damn. Okay, but Elizabeth Tan, okay, let's tell who she is. Okay, she's a Chinese girl, of course, Elizabeth Tan. But she makes a lot of songs in Bahasa Malay songs, and she caters for the Malay market, And when we think of like Asian singer-songwriters that made it big, all of them are pretty much like example is like David Choi. Who else is the sisters from Australia? But I know Yuna. Yuna.
Yuna is quite big in America right now.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Yuna though.
I definitely look up to her, man.
Yeah, she's definitely like like when you see her like in New York.
Yep.
New York in the Times Square Billboard and stuff. It was so cool, man. Like represent Malaysia, bro. So like it's I guess it's tough, like it's really tough. Like I mean, it's possible to be successful. But do you know her story? Did she go to the States in the beginning in her career?
No, as far as I know, she started off in Malaysia, and then she really blew up in the States.
Oh wow!
Yeah, even Tyler the Creator is collaborating with her, and who else? A lot of hip hop artists as well.
Okay. Danson, one of the things that I want to talk to you about, and I believe is something that we should share. Is I've gotten messages over time. Look, I'm no superstar or anything, or someone really famous on social media or anything yet, but I've gotten messages from my followers that they find it hard to deal with negativity and failing, essentially, and it comes to a point where it's crippling to their life. So, how do you deal with negativity, personally? Like, I'm sure you got negative comments. You heard like maybe a close friend behind your back talking shit about you and stuff. Now, how do you deal with that sort of negativity?
You guys know that we are all normal people. We get sometimes we get emotional and sad when we saw negative comments, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is that you have to really deal with it. For me, I see it, I feel sad, but I don't get overwhelmed by it. I just forget about it eventually, because I always remember that I'm gonna do it, and one day you bitch that put out negative comments gonna be like, oh my god, that dude is fucking dope, yo.
Yeah, man.
You guys gonna regret about that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I always put that in mind, so that I remind myself I don't want to really care about those negative comments and stuff. But till one day you're gonna see it.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. There's this line out there, like you look, if you got no one hating on you, then you're doing something wrong.
No one's pushing you some away or from something,
Exactly. Like for me, I've learned over the years that no matter how successful you are, how good you are,
people's always shitting.
People are always going to shit on you. There's always going to be negative talk and stuff. So I've learned to channel that negativity into saying that maybe, hey, look, that guy is not having a good day. Maybe he's down on his luck. Maybe he hates his life or whatever it is. So I've kind of feel sorry for them. And look, if you really cannot deal with the negativity, especially if it's online, look, you can always have the choice to block them or remove them. That's what I do. If I see a negative comment, I don't respond to it. Right? I don't really respond to it. I just kind of block it off immediately. Because, it's not worth your time. Look. Right? So you have to also differentiate between people shit talking you and also constructive criticism. So there's also two things that you have to balance out. Sometimes some comments are okay, warranted. That can be in a positive light. Look, if somebody says your music sucks or your video sucks, right? If that is not constructive criticism, that's just hate. But if somebody takes the time to break down and say that your video sucks because of so and so, and they tell you how to become better, then that can be viewed as constructive criticism, and you can take it or choose to leave it. That's my point of view.
Yep.
Right. And Danson, how do you deal with the aspects of initially when you come up with your songs and I would feel like if let's say it doesn't get a lot of hits, or sometimes what I'm trying to say is failure. How do you deal with failure? Like you come up with this hit song maybe and it doesn't go the way you want.
As to how I deal with the failure, for now the song that I've released, I don't see it as a big success though. But then what pushed me forwards to create more music is that I know maybe the next song gonna be a hit. The next song, you just one song ahead to being a hit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. We always have to be in a place whereby we create these opportunities for us.
Yep.
Right? For me, look, like I said, my podcast right now, they're only like probably less than 50 people that really follow my podcast, and but it's okay. I'm not doing this in a sense to get a million views or anything. If it happens, hey, fantastic. But because I love having conversations, I love, it's also like getting to know people a lot more, like people's stories and stuff. Like before this podcast, there's certain things that I didn't know about Danson, but right now I know, and I can relate with him. At the same time, we're opening avenues for each other, whereby we are collaborating right now. Like, I put up him in my podcast, and maybe my friends or my followers get to see him, and vice versa, So it's for me, this is what I really enjoy technically. So it doesn't matter for me whether it's whether there's a few views or anything like that. But I think so when it comes to failure, I think we have to look at it as, for me personally, every single failure for me is a step forward.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
People view failure as the end of the road. For me, it's a chance to learn. Like every single time, like I come up with a video, or I come up with a podcast. Like the last podcast, look, I know the sound quality wasn't great. Brandon, I'm so sorry.
But it's gonna be good though.
Yeah. So for you guys that don't know, Brandon is like my sound guy. He runs his own company that does recordings and editings for this audio stuff. So I shout out to Brendan and thank you so much for helping me with the audio. Brendan. Oh yeah, one more thing. Brendan also is a singer-songwriter as well. Make sure you check out him on Spotify, right? Especially his song Lokasi, dope as hell.
Yeah, that song is really dope. It's a cover version of the
Get You?
Get You, and also
The Khalid song also.
And also Location.
Location, right. Yes. So like if you haven't checked it out yet, make sure you check it out, right? So speaking about songs right now, okay, let's go into your song.
Yeah.
Right? So guys, if you haven't listened to his song yet, okay, I'm going to start playing your latest hit, your latest single, is it?
Yes,
yeah,
yes. It's not a hit yet, but it's gonna be a hit.
Wow, yeah, that's the way. Positive thoughts, bro.
Yeah, positive thoughts.
Okay, so what's the name of the song, brother?
One Thing.
One Thing, okay. So I'm going to play that song right now for you guys. All right? So, 3, 2, 1.
Each time I wanna tell you that there's one thing special about me, one thing special about you, one thing special about us, lead to my creeping. One thing scary about me, one thing scary about you, one thing scary about us, that break us into pieces. Can't feel our love's alive. Past 10 days and I don't know why. Thousand ways that I tried, couldn't hold this tight. Lost in the world without you. I got a cold heart, cold mind. There ain't no thing to stop me now. I made up my mind to tell you that there's one thing special about me, one thing special about you, one thing special about us, lead to my creeping. One thing scary about me, one thing scary about you, one thing scary about us, that break us into pieces. There is one thing special about me, one thing special about you, one thing special about us, lead to my creeping. One thing scary about me, one thing scary about you, one thing scary about us, that break us into pieces.
One thing special about me, I feel so special about you, and that's a good thing about us. Nothing can come in between. I've been a small fish in a big ass pond, swimming around for so long, facing the odds, experiencing the facades, and now I give thanks to the God I found me a bond. I don't wanna let go. My real feelings been exposed, and truth be told, I feel like you've been the one from the get-go. That's plain to see. I mean, the fact that you changing me, gotta adapt to this new frame happily, creating brand new memories for centuries. I'm painting pictures telling me
there's one thing special about me, one thing special about you, one thing special about us, lead to my creeping. One thing scary about me, one thing scary about you, one thing scary about us, that break us into pieces. There is one thing about me, about you, lead it to my creeping. One thing about me, about you, that break us into pieces.
So we just listened to that song and it's freaking dope, man. All right.
Thanks, brother.
So what I call this? What was the message behind your song? And what's the meaning of the song and why do you make this song?
All right. So first of all, I really want to make a song that time because I have already laid down a beat, that beat that you guys listened in that song, the background music. Basically, we call the background music as the beat. Mm-hmm. And then after making it, I feel like it's kind of soft, but it's not really sad. I don't want to make it so sad. Mm-hmm. And then I actually run out of ideas that time.
Right.
And then I talked with my girlfriend and I asked for inspiration. And then she told me that you can actually talk about your past relationship and stuff. She said she don't care. She said she don't care. Alright, so I was like, okay, I actually have one story in my mind. Yeah. For this song, right? It is actually about me and my ex in a relationship. We were having a really good time at first, and then it got us together. That's why I sing in that song. Right. One thing special about you, and one thing special about me, and then lead us to my crib. Crib is actually my place. Yep. That means that the special thing about us attract each other, and then we having a relationship.
Oh, got together lah.
Yep. Yeah. And then the next chorus is one thing scary about you and one thing scary about me, and then break us into pieces. That means it's also because of that one thing special about us that make the relationship really hard to go on. It's not her fault though. I mean, it's basically my own fault. I was young, and then I was hot blood.
Yeah. Hey, just for you guys, don't be alarmed. All that. He's having a flu right now. He's not crying. Okay, so you guys can see the video on YouTube. Okay, guys.
Yep.
Right.
I'm not crying. no, because I think that is a very good memory. I mean, it's a very good experience. And,
right.
But it all passed. Relationship is all about that. I mean, if it's past, it's past.
Yeah, I think so. We learn from every single time. You know, there's like I say, well, for me, it's a crisis. Like a breakup is a crisis in life, and essentially, when we go through crisis, we become stronger when we conquer that crisis and we look at the bigger picture. So essentially, like every breakup or any breakup, I view it, I see it as me upgrading myself for the person that eventually would become my wife. Right. So that's the end goal, personally.
Yeah. And also breakup is not a big deal though. A lot of people going through great depression because of breakup, man. I mean, it's just part of our life, part of the experience though.
Yeah.
Just get over it. I mean, you don't really have to put all, I mean, even if it's a breakup, right. You don't have to be very sad about it.
Yeah, for me, like I from personal experience, I would say that it's tough. Don't get me wrong, it's tough going through a breakup. And first thing first, you have to accept your feelings. Don't be in denial of feelings. So accept first thing first that you are sad, right? And number two is accept that there is no longer a reason to be together, because you need both hands to clap, right or not? So if one person tries to clap, you essentially hit air. There's nothing, right or not? So if she doesn't love you, then it's no point, or she or he lah.
Don't be sad, Jason.
Hey! I'm trying to educate the youth. I'm trying to educate the younger folks out there, whoever's going through heartbreak, man.
Yep.
Right lah. So before we turn this into a relationship advice episode, now we gotta get back into the songs. Right. Yeah. So, okay.
So, wait. I actually have a second part on that song.
Oh, okay. Please.
Yeah, the first part is about a sad story. It's not really that sad, but it's a breakup though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the second part is it's a song. It's a song. He's a friend of mine from US.
Oh.
Yeah, he actually sang about a happy relationship though.
Oh, okay.
It's that he got into a new relationship, but virtually in that song. Yes.
Oh.
So that song actually split into two parts. The first part is mine, which is about the breakup, and then the second part is about he getting with a new relationship.
Right.
And then there's back to a story about Instagram. Instagram is actually a very, very strong platform though.
Right.
I get to know about my friend, the friend from US.
Shout out.
Yeah. Shout out to Matrix. Yep. And then I get to know him from Instagram. We started talking about music because we have the same passion and stuff. And then eventually I made a beat. And then I asked him to jump on my beat. He said, alright, let's do it. And then, there we go. We have a song called One Thing.
One Thing. So it's another single, is it?
No.
Same. The first song. Right.
it's very cool to see people working together in Instagram, and then we collab off and make a song.
Right,
Me
exactly.
in Malaysia and he is in he's in the States.
Yeah, no, you see, we are in a generation or whereby we are now connected through the world, and everything's in instant, right? Snap a finger, shout out Thanos.
Thanos, no, that's a destroyer though.
Okay lah, fine lah. But he snapped is what call this, super
Yeah.
iconic lah. Huh?
Yeah.
Alright. So, anyways, what call this? Yeah, it's amazing. Like, you know, we have friends from the States, we have friends from overseas, and we all can just send a message anytime, and we can collaborate. You know, and this opens up a new avenue whereby, you know, you can come from any kampong lah, you know, or any shout out Tamang Ipotimo as well. Okay, my hometown. Alright, so. Anywhere, and you can still be a success. You know, you the world is your platform right now with things such as Instagram or what call this, or Facebook or YouTube. So it's a really powerful platform, and you know, it's opening up whole avenues for everyone lah. I was listening to this podcast by Genie Boy, and it was, I think, episode 5. It's Sam Sui, and essentially, you know, he also started as a YouTuber, you know, and he mentioned that, you know, it's more easier in a sense. You know, there's more opportunities for people to succeed, you know, online. Especially if, let's say, you're doing things like music, or you're content creator basically. So it's opening up new avenues for everybody lah.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah. So what else are we going to talk about?
Yeah, talk about your dream.
My
Your
dream.
dreams about making use of Instagram as a platform.
Yeah.
You just now you say about some kampong thing, and people come from kampong can still be a friend.
Right. Okay, so like there's this, like, I still remember this video in YouTube. So it's a whole YouTube channel. So basically it's dedicated to this uncle cooking like massive meals for like the whole village or something, or for like an orphanage or something. And no, it's some rural place in India, you know. So if an uncle in a place that kampong got no internet, nothing one, also still can successful, why not us lah, you know?
Yeah, why not us?
For Ipoh, for KL, for Penang, or anywhere lah. In fact, if you got an internet connection, you know, and you got a cell phone, I think so you can do a lot of things really lah. And
yeah, people be making excuses, lack of equipment, and don't want to do what they actually wanted to do. I mean, when you throw that perspective away, you actually see that you actually had a lot of opportunities than a lot of people though. You have a cell phone, internet. All you have to do is like take some videos on whatever you want to do, just put it on the internet.
Yeah, exactly. And for all you know, that one song can go viral. I think so, like Stephanie Poetry recently, you know, I Love You 3000. That was something also that she did out of random, and she didn't expect it to blow up. And look, it's all over the place right now.
Yeah, and back, you remind me of someone.
Who?
Someone that inspired me into making beats.
Really?
Yeah, that guy is called Rich Brian.
Okay, I do not know. Tell me about this guy.
I really look up to Rich Brian though,
Alright.
because he's Indonesian, Chinese, and then if I'm not mistaken, he was like 17 years old or 18 when he blew up.
Oh
when he
wait,
first blew
I
up.
know. He's the one that put up that
That stick.
post. No, he there was a recent post on Facebook where I read, where he took a story of a girl.
Yep.
That's him, right?
Yes, he's the guy.
Damn, imagine they get the crush. You can get your crush by just putting out a story and then asking and that.
You know what? He's actually a comedian back then.
Oh,
Totally have no fame at all.
right.
If I'm not mistaken, people in his place talk shit about him.
Right.
And then he actually also come from a basic Asian family.
Mm-hmm.
And then someday, it's not like someday he blow up suddenly.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he constantly putting up contents.
That consistency.
He put up a lot of. I mean, before he blow up, he put up a few songs as well. And then the song that made him blow up is That Steak. That moment when I know about That Steak, I was like, oh shit, Asian is actually capable of doing this kind of shit.
Mm.
And then I was like, the whole hip hop thing is really, really a thing for me at that moment. And then I was like, since people can do it, and then Rich Brian can do it, he's an Asian, he's 17 years old. I mean, why not? Why can't I do it? Because I've been learning music since I was young. I mean, instead of looking up to people and admire their stuff, why not I make my own, and then maybe people be noticing.
Exactly. I think so. Here's the thing with people.
Mhm.
Look, limitations are only set by yourself, not
Yep,
other people.
definitely.
Right? People always like to put limits on you, but it's up to you whether you want to accept that limit, right? So I hate to put a limit or a cap on myself. I've never done this. I share this story with a lot of people. Like, I remember this year I accomplished one of my biggest dreams, which was to be a official sponsored athlete. Look, in for you guys that are unaware, I'm if you check out my Instagram, I do bodybuilding. I compete in competitions, all right, and I always put up stuff, pictures of my body transformations and stuff, and my progress, my training and stuff. And ultimately, when you're in the fitness industry, you want to be sponsored athlete. You want to be in those wallpapers. You want to be in all those video shoots and stuff. And that was a dream for me.
I
And
once had that dream though.
yeah, that's how we met each other. Anyways, he came to my supplements. I was working in a supplement store, and he came in, and then we started to connect and stuff, and then we trained together and stuff. And over the years, we all kept in touch,
Yeah.
So, anyways, back to my story is like, okay, like I still remember when I used to work at the gym. I used to always wipe the wallpapers, Oh. okay.
This is fucking poor though.
okay. So I used to wipe the wallpapers of my gym, and the supplement store. And every day I would wipe. I remember this picture of Terence Steele. Okay, Terence Steele, for your information, is an IFBB pro, and he's a Malaysian. And if you ever seen his physique, insane, man, insane.
He's one of the sickest in Malaysia though.
Sickest physiques in Malaysia. I know he's an IFBB pro. IFBB pro means that it's an elite level of bodybuilding. He's going to be among the best in the world.
Yep.
Right. So I remember always wiping Terence Steele's picture.
Wiping Terence Steele's
Okay.
ass.
No. He was facing front. Okay, that doesn't sound right. Okay. Anyways, I was wiping the wallpaper, and I said to myself, back then I was like maybe 19 years old, about 19 years old, And
Hey,
I
wait,
said,
Jason, what if one day Terence Steele heard our
podcast. I hope he comes on our podcast.
Yeah.
My idol lah, bro. And he was always a really humble guy. And,
Back to your story.
Oh yeah, okay lah. Terence, I hope you listen. Okay, anyways, back to the story. It's like I told myself back then when I was 19, okay, someday I'm gonna be on that wallpaper, and I didn't know how I was gonna get on that wallpaper, because it just seemed like so far away. Because I always assumed back then, like, okay, I need to win a lot of bodybuilding competitions. I need to have like an insane sick physique, like Terence Steele, in order to be on the wallpaper. Don't get me wrong, you still need to. So the story is, I went through and I started putting myself out there online. Even though I was nowhere near, like on the level of many other athletes. Look, there are a lot of
It's actually near.
yeah.
He's actually near.
Nice. No lah. Okay lah. Anyways, like back to the story. It's like so many people's physiques were so much better than me, and I always have like, but I didn't really bother about that. I was just like, okay, look, I'm just gonna put out my content, and I'm gonna put myself out there. And look, if you don't like what I have to put out, then just don't listen to me lah. Easy or not, don't unfollow me or whatnot lah. So I just put myself out there, and one day there's this competition from Nutrition Pro. Shout out to my sponsors, Nutrition Pro. All right, they have this like a contest where they're looking for new athletes and stuff. And I started to join that competition, and there was really stiff competition. There were bodybuilding champions, Mr. Para, like champions, like they are category champions and stuff. And like, wow, like how am I going to stand out among them? So, in terms of my physique, I would say it's pretty okay lah, boleh tahan lah. Okay, so. But I think so where I set the difference is I was always putting out content. I was very consistent with what I do. I always put my stories on my self-training. I always talk to my followers. I do Q&As, and I post every single day. I put a post out every single day, and it's that consistency. So I think so being sponsored, to anyone that perhaps is listening to this and you want to be sponsored, look, at the end of the day, you have to understand that what is your value when someone sponsors you, right? And you don't post and you don't put yourself out there, why would someone want to sponsor you, right? So that essentially, this year when I went to Mr. Perak this year, I saw a wallpaper, all right, and my picture was there.
Oh,
and
dreams come true.
Then finally I look at that and I said, that was, to me at that moment, like a validation for all the years that the hard work that I put in, the hours that I spent in the gym, when I didn't feel like going to the gym, I still went to the gym. When people left my side, when people told me that I couldn't do something, that was the yes that I was saying. Yes, Jason, you're doing the right thing and you made it. In a sense, that was a dream of mine and it came true this year. And so to anyone listening to this podcast, if you have a similar dream or you have a dream that perhaps you think that is unreachable, I'm telling you that it can be reached, but the path to reaching it may not be easy.
Yeah, but ultimately you have to love what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're not, you're gonna end up a failure.
Yeah, correct. You're
Yes.
gonna burn out. You're gonna burn out.
Eventually you can't do it anymore. Maybe you can sustain for 1 or 2 years, but yeah, if you don't like it, you wouldn't be doing
Yeah.
it forever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I've been doing this for close to 6 to 7 years.
Jason is crazy in bodybuilding. Though. The amount of time he's putting in the gym is nothing compared to you, any of you guys, any of us. He gym is actually his second home. I mean, no, his first home. The second home is only the bed. I mean, 5 hours in the bed. That's it. And I'm moving into the gym.
He's being too nice, guys. But
No,
anyways,
that's what the truth.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, essentially, look, if you can make your passion into your job, it doesn't feel like work.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, being in the gym is, like you said, it's like home. I'm comfortable in the gym. I'm comfortable with weights. I'm comfortable.
Playgrounds.
It's like my playground over there, and I enjoy. As much as people say it's like painful or sore or like physically demanding, I love going to the gym. I love putting myself through that pain. Like for instance, leg day. To this day, I still get butterflies in my stomach whenever I want to do a heavy squat or something like that. And all that. Shit, it's leg day again. It never goes away. But you see, I love the feeling after leg day. It's like,
Leg of cannot. The feelings of cannot walk properly.
All these things. I know I went through something that's super tough, and I'm going to develop from this, and I'm going to benefit from this. And I am very proud of myself that I went through that leg. Every single leg that I went through that was intense. I was super proud of myself because
So
I went
that
through
he
that.
can park in that OKU spot.
Yeah, you hear that? Life hack by Danson
Life
Tan.
hack.
By Danson Tan.
Yeah.
So whether it's being in music, Danson had a great point. Like, you have to love what you do. I love what I do, and when no one is watching me, I'm still gonna do it. Right? You don't have to pay me to do it. Right? For me to do it is because out of love, out of my heart, I love to do it, and I'm sure it's the same for you, Danson. You love putting out music out there.
Yeah, and I have a point to add in.
Yeah, sure.
I actually really thank Jason for everything, man. The experience he gave. So for your information, I was a kid that is an obedient kid. I'm an obedient kid. I follow my parents' instruction.
Oh.
I go to university for law, and then I have no interest in law actually. Definitely. At first, I wanted to do bodybuilding, but I don't think my parents gonna let me do bodybuilding.
Right.
And then back in the days before I wanted to do bodybuilding, I was wanted to be a singer. That dream has been in me since I was 12. And then my parents told me not to, because you don't able to get a living for being a singer in Malaysia. It's a totally disaster being a singer in Malaysia.
Right.
That's what they told me. I mean, my parents not wrong. I mean, at that time, at that period of time, not a lot of singers get to have a great fame, good money, and shit. So my parents asked me to do medicine, and then I didn't want to do medicine, so I choose law. But it's kind of not really my true passion.
Yeah.
Till this day, I'm still studying law. But then I've talked to Jason for a few times. He always asked me to pursue my dreams and stuff, because we only live once. So a lot of factors going on, and then I finally thought through. I really want to pursue music in the future. Because I don't. To be frank, I'm not trying to teach you guys the wrong thing to do, but we don't live for anybody else. We live for ourselves.
Right.
Just do what we want to do.
Yeah, so what I think essentially what I'm saying is this: your mom and dad, they're not wrong when they say, okay, don't do this.
Yes.
The likelihood of being successful in that industry is hard. Like my mom, straight up told me, and she was really pissed off. I don't take it personally. She said that I wish you were never born. No,
Shit.
she said that. And what call this? There's a lot of backlash when I wanted to say like, hey, I want to be a bodybuilder. I mean, if my son told me that also, maybe I'll freak out lah. Okay, to be fair lah, right? So, but I know that at the end of the day, my mom and dad are not gonna be with me forever. And when I reach that old age, this is what I always tell people: when you are on your deathbed and you look back and you reflect back in your life, I do not want to say this line, I could have been, I could have done, I could have this or that. I don't want to have if I could. I will try. Even though if I fail, it's fine. But at least I have to try once in my life to pursue my dream. And that's what I told Danson. Look, ultimately, like I said, you will study law. Right? Is it something that you love doing? You're waking up to every single day. No, can you make a lot of money from law? Yes. It's still going to be as tough. I don't think to be successful as a lawyer is also easy. It's also tough. So, might as well you do it something that you're going to love doing. Regardless whether there's a paycheck coming in to your, to your lunch box every single time, or in your bank account, there's money every single month. It's that lah. And another thing I always tell people is, okay, look, you want to pursue your dream as a singer, as a bodybuilder, you have to know that you still have to pay the bills. So I also took up graphic designing. I also took up how to do filmmaking, how to do marketing, and I make a living. I run a marketing agency whereby I market things for people, and that's how I make a living. And I still do personal training on the side. So I'm doing all this and pursuing my career, right? So I'm pursuing my dream. So it's not just about, hey, I'm going to quit university, hey, I'm going to drop everything and then I'm going to become a singer. No, you still have to have a game plan. And,
yeah, definitely.
Definitely. Yeah.
And also, once you started a thing, please finish it up.
Yeah.
Don't left it halfway, man.
Yeah. Because like Danson is still studying law.
Yeah. And
he's going to finish it. I have total respect for him. He's not going to drop out. Right? So he's going to finish it up first, everything first. And so, like I said, if you're listening to the podcast and you're still studying, don't go and quit.
Yeah, don't do that.
Then you say Danson and Jason are the one that tell you to quit
I
university.
never told you guys that. Yeah.
Yeah, essentially. So I think so. We're gonna wrap things up right now. And Danson, is there something you want to tell the listeners over there or your followers?
Definitely keep checking me out, and then you can follow my Spotify, my Instagram. My Instagram name is DANSONTAN, and then Spotify is, you basically just type DAN and then $sign as in $sign,
yeah.
and then ON, and then you can find my profile. And also keep following your dreams. Yeah. That's
follow your dreams, guys. Alright, so I'll make sure that his link is all in the description. Alright, and make sure if you haven't followed my podcast yet, make sure you follow my podcast on Spotify, iTunes, and you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel. It's just check this in the chua lah. Okay guys, sayonara.
See you guys.
Alright.